Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And holy shit, I sound like garbage. And good morning, Mini Motorways. Let's go to Zurich for today's daily challenge. This is the first time I've talked today. We're going to start with 4 traffic lights and a motorway. And wow. Oh boy. Hi, Nora. Hi. What do you want? Meowy little thing, you? You know, cat. This isn't your fault, but, well, see, the thing is, so I have a cat. It's breaking news, for those who weren't aware. The underscore Goog has a cat. Her name is Nora. She's very cute. But the thing about cats is they have to drink water in order to, live. And this cat, in particular, is one of those cats that doesn't particularly like to drink still water, which is not a bias against towns in Oklahoma or anything. It's more like an evolutionary thing, because still or stagnant water is very often deadly on account of the presence of mosquitoes and viruses and bugs and whatnot. So, the cat, like many cats, the cat, like many cats, doesn't like to drink still water. She prefers having like a fountain type situation where the water's moving a little bit. So I had a water fountain for about as long as I've had the cat. It took a couple of weeks to figure out, that's why she's not drinking water. She's a cat, and cats are weird. So we got a water fountain for the cat, and it was one of those, cute little plastic flower type water fountain deals, which is all well and good, but it turns out that if you have a tiny little motor running pretty much nonstop for pretty much 2 years straight, more like 2.5, 3 years straight. If you have a tiny little motor running for pretty much 2.5, 3 years straight, eventually the tiny little motor dies. And when the tiny little motor in the water fountain dies, well, it's time for a new water fountain. Like, you could theoretically replace that motor, but in a world where the water fountain costs $27, you're not going to replace the motor. Come on now. So I got a new water fountain for the cat, and I did a tiny little bit of research, by which I mean I googled best water fountain and best cat water fountain, and I did what Lifehacker told me to, which is never a great idea, but here we are. So I found this water fountain, which was basically the same water fountain, except for 2 key differences. One, it was largely composed of stainless steel rather than plastic, which is supposed to be better to clean and easier to deal with, and better for non-spready of germiness. And it has a lovely little LED light embedded inside the thing. So in addition to the little glance at it water gauge type situation, it's also lit up and blue, and you can tell at a glance how you're doing in terms of water level and whether or not you need to refill the water bowl, which is all fine and good or whatever. But it's the thing about putting a bright blue light in your bedroom, which is where the water fountain is, the thing about putting a bright blue light in your bedroom is that it means there's a bright blue light on in the room where you're trying to sleep. And listen, friends, it's not like I was staring directly into the thing, but, well, I feel as though I should note that I did not fucking sleep a goddamn wink last night. So, we may be having an issue. Another thing, by the way, we're gonna not do this tunnel. This tunnel seems kind of silly. When instead, we'll come up this way, zoop that. You yellows will do this. Go over here, off that away. We'll dupe that. I will once again mention, as I do whenever I use this phrase, that you yellows turned out to be the true and final villain of Final Fantasy X. Spoilers for those of you who have not yet played but intend to play Final Fantasy X. It's a good video game, Final Fantasy X. Not a game that we'll probably ever cover on the channel, just because, I've played it like 4 times now. And listen, I like Final Fantasy X. It's a very good video game. I don't necessarily need to play Final Fantasy X for a 5th time, unless I can think of some weird gimmick that sounds like fun. Or if people demand to see it. Listen, if people absolutely demand, if there is an overwhelming outcry for the underscore Goog to play the generally excellent video game Final Fantasy X, we can make that happen. Oh my god. Oh, I coughed and sniffed and Jesus. Alright, yesterday I was a little bit sniffly and snotty, and that was another reason I didn't sleep. I didn't want to mention it on account of the generally not feeling good, but yeah, I generally didn't feel good yesterday, and it was gonna be difficult to sleep no matter what, so I don't want to fully ascribe blame to the water fountain for the lack of sleep, because it's very difficult to sleep when you're all snotty and sniffy and ugh. It's a medical term. You're snotty and sniffy and ugh. It's like the Angry Beavers episode where the beavers get sick. It's the beaver cry of ache or something. You know what I'm talking about, I think. I don't know. It's a somewhat esoteric Nickelodeon reference, Goog. It's entirely possible that people don't know what you're talking about and you sound like a crazy person. Well, what else is new? Alright, so this red has gone circular, but it does have 3 houses on a straight shot, so I don't think it's the worst situation in the world. You can point that away, we'll keep you going here, you swoop into here, take care of that, thank you very much. These 3 blues and this red are probably just going to share this road forever, like there's not really anything else I can do about that at the moment. In theory, in theory, I could take these reds and hoop them up here and tunnel them through here, and eventually maybe a roundabout right here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. In practice, what we're going to do is we're going to have these 3 reds right here. Can I cut that? Yes, I can. Cool. So you 3 reds are going to come through here. You're going to tunnel your way down this direction. We'll take ourselves... Yeah, I don't have any tunnels and there's plenty of rock. Listen, I did just mention a potential use case for a roundabout, but that potential use case, 1, involved a tunnel, and 2, was ridiculous. So, you know, it's not exactly a pressing immediate need. That having been said, this yellow over here is now circular. That, I think, is generally gonna be fine. Like, this is 4 houses. It's a fairly short road. I don't feel as though there's a desperate need for fixuations going on here. I'm sorry, did I just say fixuations? Yeah, I think I did. All right. Let's take this dark blue, point it that way. This road looks a little ridiculous. This looks ever so slightly better. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these reds go a little bit more snakily, so that we can have this one blue house come into this one blue business. You'll generally be fine, I think. This dark blue is a circle. It has 5 houses and a very short, straight-ish road. Again, I'm generally given to the belief that you're gonna be fine. Man, everything's just gonna be fine. There will be no problems or difficulties. On today's episode of Good Morning Mini Motorways, it is, as Hulkamat foretold, the infinite run. Or something. Wonder if I can just leave this going and go get a Gatorade. That sounds like a bad idea, but also my throat hurts. It's scratchy. I don't want to leave, Nora, you're in charge of the roads. It's gonna be fine. Hear ye, let the record show that this viewer was here first. Sunflare Space was here first. Good afternoon, Sunny. I have my Gatorade. Oh, hey, that blue's gone circular. That's, generally fine, I think. Hold on. Let's put that down. Let's mute and chug the last of this Coke Zero. Sunny is at work, which means she cannot hear just how very spry and healthy and vibrant my voice sounds. Trust me, Sunny, it's the spryest and vibrantest you've ever heard the _Goog. Alright, so while I was heading off to the kitchen and securing myself a Gatorade, it appears as though fucking nothing has happened other than this business here going circular, which, to be fair, is annoying. Like, I'd rather it didn't do that, but it's not the end of the world. These yellows here are gonna... Ooh. I don't know what they're gonna do. You're gonna come out this way. Hold on. You're gonna go there. You are gonna point that away. Go here, service that. You may as well point up there, take care of that. You could theoretically, like, we could hoop this up here and do a terrible awkward angle going into this circle, which in turn would allow this house to oop onto this road, but I don't think that sounds like a good idea, to be quite honest. I think it sounds dumb and bad, so let's not do that. Alright, you know what we can do, actually? We can have this come here, go there. This is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. So this perfectly cromulent traffic light, yeah, that was words. This PCTL here is going to get this blue house involved in the care, maintenance, and support of this dark blue circle. And now we have to worry about this fucker. And oh boy is this fucker a fucker. Another thing we could do, and this is actually more of a persuasive item. Actually, yeah, hold on. What if we did that, just doodly like so? You reds have to do this. True and final villain of Final Fantasy X has to do this. And Motorway number 2 services to get these saffron fuckers off this way. Okay. That's, those are the cast members of Lifestyles and the Rich and Famous, right? Saffron fuckers, caviar guys. That sounds right. Sorry. That's not even immediately an accessible reference to anyone. And yet, here we are. Alright, I've got 2 tunnels, but I feel as though we're gonna be in a situation where we need tunnels, and we're presently in a situation where a roundabout would be nice. There's a difference between need and would be nice, just generally speaking. So this greenhouse is not involved in anything. It doesn't matter. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to grab this, and we're going to do that, and we're just going to run it. I don't know. I guess you can run concurrently with this bastardry going over here. I fucking hate it, but, you know, we can pretend that the long-term plan is something other than that. Oh, sweet, delicious orange Gatorade Zero. How I have missed thee, by which I mean not had thee for like 12 hours or so. Alright, you point over this way. Well, it's been less than 12 hours. Hi, I'm the _Goog. It's been less than 12 hours since my last Gatorade Zero. Hi, the _Goog. It's alcoholism jokes. Those always play well, right? Alcoholism jokes? I think they always play real well. Alright, you go over here. So this red is gonna take care of this nonsense. This white circle has gone circular. Also, both of these whites have gone circular. Hold on. Wait a moment. I didn't endorse that. Oh no. Hold on. I can't. Okay. You point that away. You get, well, we always take a motorway instead of a bridge because a motorway is just a fancier, better, more flexible bridge. You're gonna go over that way. You are gonna come up this way. grab this, go over here, grab that, take that. Okay. So this somehow has become 5 houses servicing one business. You come up into here and go over to there, and now you are 4 houses also servicing one business. Cool. Everybody go. All right. You go over to here. More blues for this particular blue god. We're gonna have to pretend that's fine. If I had a roundabout, I could not even get it into this situation with things as presently constructed, because this motorway here makes life difficult. Unfortunate. All right. Well, I don't really know what to say other than that's bad. Yeah, I think that might just be bad. Hi there, 5 greens that have spawned real quick. You 5 greens have spawned rather swiftly. I wonder, perhaps, if the 5 of you particular hombres might like to come up here and go straightly shotted up to here and then into there. Just, hypothetically. And then, having done that, we could have this road shoop that away, and you come down thuslies in like so. There. That, separates and isolates the greens from the everything else's, which is probably fine. It seems non-horrible. It doesn't seem great. Like, we'd be lying if we said it seemed great. But shit doesn't necessarily have to be great in order to seem great. That's the law of the jungle, or something. The law of the jungle, comma, or something, may well be the title of the episode. Seems like a good, catchy, funny title of an episode. Sure. Lord knows I'm not going to say anything funnier than that, maybe. So, we'll jot it down and see what comes of it. Possibly nothing, possibly, very importantly, the title of the episode. Alright. Oh, God. This white needs to be diagonalized going up here. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go there. You are another blue for here. Should be fine. This red is kind of an ass pain. Honestly, we just sort of need a few more. Oh, hi. Was just advocating for your existence. Not so much this thing. This thing here is just an annoyance, but I was saying that we needed more blue for this blue. So now we have more blue for our blue, which is good for the blue. Alright. This red circle is hanging in there. You love to see it. Take ourselves a bridge. Have another bridge. Having bridges is good. This red circle down here, generally fine. Could maybe use a little bit more in the way of dude put throughput, but I think we're okay. This yellow business has come into existence at an annoying moment, but we do have these 2 yellows here. We can just draw a big long tunnel road. That should kind of sort of be okay. Yeah, that should kind of sort of be okay. Oh, hi, dark blue business. The fuck are you doing existing? Hold on. I kind of don't have... Okay. Like, how? Oh, my head. Oh, okay. Alright. So, well, this dark blue will point over here. We'll get more support going for this business. That'll be fine. Next. Actually, hold on. Let's kill this traffic light, kill this connection, kill all of these connections. These 2 dark blues can now spawn on this road and support that business. That'll probably just overfuck the red circle more than anything, but we can point this dark blue here to better support this. We can point these this red over that way. Better support that. That might work. The issue is the dark blues had to come out of the circle and get all the way back down here before they could even think about connectricating themselves in this manner. So now they're fucked, which is bad, to be clear. Additionally, this intersection just blows. Like, it's real bad. Is there anything better we could be doing there? I mean, yeah, actually, there totally is. All right, let's do something better. So, step 1 of Operation Do Something Better is we got to make this yellow road weird and bad for a second. Actually, no, we don't. We just got to draw it right to begin with. Okay. So this yellow road is going to come that way and do that. Next, this red road. Well, actually, next is we're going to draw motorway number 1, and it's going to do that. We're just going to have, ow, God, itchy nose. Not supposed to scratch my nose so much. Oh, well. You come down here. Okay. So you've got a straight shot motorway now. That is good but impermanent. You come over here. Fine. Next. So we've drawn this. Oh, come on. I was fixing you. You son of a bitch. Sadness and pain. Failure and doom. 1868 is top 25% in the world. I'm not good. Drop those slams in the chat. Curses and failure. Curses and failure, I say. All right. Come to me, my Wordle game. Okay, well, we did give many curses. It can't be curse, so. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hi, Gatorade Cap. Will you go in the recycling bucket, please? Thank you. So there's an R in the middle of the word. There's an R in the middle of the word. There's an R. There's an R. There's an R in the middle of the word. Never mind. So, it could be moron. It could absolutely be moron. It's not, but I saw those first 3 lights go green, and letters, go green, and I was very happy for myself for a moment. And then, nope. Alright. Well, it could be morph in time. It will eventually be morph. You know, if you give it enough, if you're patient with it, it will in fact be morph in time. But no, not today. So we can't even get a brain and suggest that it's Morans, which is a shame. It could be Morty. I'm sure Rick would be happy about that. No? Alright. It could be Morpha. It's not, a word, but details. It could be Morwix. Again, not a word, but aside from that, mild inconvenience. There's nothing saying it's not other than the fact that it isn't and can't be. Okay. Well. Huh. I don't think there's any. I certainly can't think of a word that would make this a double R word. It can't be Mormo. That's a. Well, we know there aren't 2 O's, and also Mormo isn't a word. It seems like a very tame insult for a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Like, get off my porch, Mormo. Oh, God. Imagine a world in which I nailed my punchlines. Wouldn't that be a better world? I think that would be a better world. I think the world would be at least 1/1000th of 1% better if I nailed my punchlines more consistently. Anyway, it could be... I have no idea. I have 3 green letters, and I'm contemplating dropping a totally unrelated 5-letter word just to knock out some letters. I have no fucking clue. Okay, well, let's just run through the alphabet here. Starting with R. M-O-R-R what? Not a word, not a word. Not a word, not a word. Not a word, not a word. Not a word. Not a word, not a word, not a word. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No. Okay. Mort. No. No. Maybe? I don't think that's a word. It is, in fact, not a word. No, no, no. No, no, no. This is a kimbit, but no. Other than that, none of those are words. So, nope. No. This is a Skyrim villain, I think. He's the guy who takes the mask and presents himself as the Dragonborn in the Dragonborn DLC, right? That's Morik. I don't think that's actually correct, but it was funny. No. 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 I have no earthly idea. It's moral. I'm stupid. Look, we got there, okay? We got there. What matters is we got there. Good morning, Peter S. Let us do time guessers. Hey, look, 9/11 is happening. All right. So is it weird that I recognize this carpet in addition to this salt and pepper haired moron and that turning point in our nation's and global history happening behind him? So yeah, this here's the President of the United States. His name's George. He was, for a span of about 8 years, he got elected and served for 8 years. So there was a period of about 16 years where he was the stupidest motherfucker to ever be the president. And then we as a country said, hold my beer. Anyway, we are in somewhere in Florida. I don't remember where. I remember that George was doing a book reading. He was really challenging himself. He was reading to second graders, I think. Somewhere in Florida. I don't know where. So we're going to say Orlando just because it's central Florida. There we go. So yeah, George was in Florida. It's 2001. We are in... where are we? We're over here in West Coasty, Florida. Okay. Not near anything in particular, unless you happen to know that George was in Sarasota. Understood. Next, we have... my first thought is Middle East, but maybe not. What do my signs here say? These appear to be Greek. Okay. So it's Middle East in the sense of Greece, which is... Listen, if you go look at the base map of Time Guesser, it's near the middle, but ever so slightly to the east, because we're somewhere in Greece. Where exactly in Greece? Well, we're at the Mykonos mode, which I think Mykonos is a city in Greece. Could also just be a dude from Greece, or it could be both. It could be both of those things. All right. So the way you are dressed together make me think early mid-'80s, like 1983 perhaps. We got more Greek literature going on up here. Just in case you were wondering if this was seriously Greece, this is in fact seriously Greece. All right. Lady, does your shirt say anything? Nope, it is just blue. I see. All right. Does this sign say anything? Not in the language I can read. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything more specific than all the Greek lettering on the chair and such. I don't know, this kind of seems like beachy, resorty, so maybe it's seaside? That seems reasonable. Also, there's boats here. Okay. Alright. Yeah. So we're on some water in Greece. Great. Now, with all the seriousness of the world, the fuck is Greece? Greece is like here, right? That seems right. Seems accurate. Hey, I was correct. I was correct about a thing. Also, it turns out Athens is pretty much on the water, so good for me. Let's go down here-ish and suggest that maybe we're in Piraeus, Greece in 1983. Seems entirely possible. I'm willing to suggest that it's true. Could you take the guesses are fine off? Oh, right. Thank you, Peter S. That is a thing. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. If you know where this is, fucking tell me where this is. Also, turns out we were in 1970. Oops. Also, oh yeah, you remember the Mykonos thing? Yeah, it turns out that Mykonos is just a... Yeah, okay. All right. This is 1970? Huh. Okay. Next. Oh, God. Oh, that seems like a fire hazard. Guys, friends, electricians of the world, is this good? I don't think this is good. Do power lines only do this when they're scared or nervous? Okay, well, we've got the New Zealand Herald building, which indicates that we're in New Zealand. This seems bad, y'all. Okay, I mean, honestly, we're in New Zealand, so it's small, it's tiny. Also, that's the Bank of New Zealand, although I can imagine someone glancing at this really quickly and thinking it was the Bank of New England, and I'm chuckling at that hypothetical person. All right, as to the when of this, we've got some 19-teens or 20s cars. Yeah, I'm willing to suggest that this might be 1920-something. Can we read your cornerstone here? No? All right. This is the South Home, perhaps, insurance company, which doesn't exactly help with the whole placement on the island. But again, it's New Zealand. It's small. There's only so much we can glean from this. All right. Make sure there's no date sketched up in here. Nope, that's just general photographic decays and such. All right. New Zealand. We're either in Auckland or Wellington, so we might as well pick Wellington. That seems conceivable. We are in Wellington, New Zealand, and the year is 1920? Sure. 1919. Cool. Well done. Also, it was Auckland, the other city in New Zealand. Sorry, New Zealand, there are 2 cities in you, and I picked the wrong one. All right. Next, we have race car driver guys. Hi there, race car fellows. You appear to be driving race cars, or perhaps securing one. No, there's not a third dune in here you're pulling out. All right. Is this the 24 Hours of Le Mans? Oh, well, that helps narrow down where we are. Very much exclusively. Also, hi. Team Gotti staff tag. Thank you so very much. This is this is the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is a fancy French road race, and it's so we're somewhere in France in 2004. Neato. All right, where is Le Mans exactly? Other than France? Aha! We found it. Now then, do you have an official racing course place that people would go to maybe start? Because I think your road race goes all over the place, right? It's not exactly. All right. Here, we gotta... Well, it'll be fine. Look, you're at, we're in, aha! We're at the Stade Pierre-Pifot in Le Mans, France, in the year 2004. Wee! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ow! My throat. Alright. Next. Hi there, tiny little Acropolis? I don't know. Is this a tiny little Acropolis? I don't remember what this is a tiny little. Tiny little Globe Theater? It might be a tiny little Globe Theater, actually. Hold on. Alright. So if you're a tiny little Globe Theater, does that mean we're in... Oh, we can't be in England. That would be weird. Oh, my back end pain. Alright. So we got tiny little possible Globe Theater. Over here, in the background, we've got tiny little Middle Eastern fortress. Interesting. Off here to the side, we have tiny little Angkor Wat. I don't think that's tiny little Angkor Wat. I think that might just be tiny little building of some such. What do we got up here? We got orange baseball caps. Okay. Possible Netherlands. We do have a hypothetical Holland situation going on here. We've got construction happening in the background. We've got my dude here in a tactical vest and polo shirt, as one does. Let's see. So we've got... So not every... Okay. Huh. You do seem to be an extremely English dude. Could generally say that about a lot of these folk. Does your polo shirt say anything, my guy? I can't really make out that logo, or even if it is a logo. Unfortunate. The fuck is this thing you're... Oh, you're carrying a bag, and then this is like a signpost saying, welcome to our tiny little Globe Theater or something. Is that what this is? I don't... The fuck is this? Okay, so you've got 3, like, jail cell type situations? No, that doesn't seem like... This is certainly not... Okay. There's a hill in the background, therefore it's not the Netherlands. I'm sorry, can we tell that this is not the Netherlands simply because there's a hill? Is it that? Okay, that's actually fairly rather significantly slanty. Also, wait. That's not the... Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense in the world. Although this... Hold on. Hold the phone, friends. This little smudgy smear type thing. I think this right here, like just above where my cursor is, that might be a blue field. And this white and red stripy nonsense might be, so we need a flag with a blue field up here and then white and red stripy nonsense going that way. So we're somewhere in the States, which, okay. And listen, if we're somewhere in the States and it's hilly and houses generally look like this, are we in San Francisco? Is there a place in San Francisco that has like a tiny little Globe Theater or Acropolis or Coliseum or something? Man, I have no fucking clue. All right, I'm reasonably confident that we're in the United States. As to the when, that's a good question. Nobody has their phones out. You have a neat little tiny digital camera. I think I had that exact digital camera. So maybe... I'm going to say early 2000s at the latest. Possibly 1990s? Photo quality's a little high to be the 1990s, though. It could be like 2002. How do we feel about San Francisco, California in 2002? That is conceivable, man. I don't know. I think you're maybe just supposed to recognize this little weird miniature shit garden, and I just don't. So, here. We're going to say we're in San Francisco, California in 2002. It's entirely possible that I'm within 5,000 miles and 10 years. I was not within 5,000 miles, but I was within 10 years. So this is the Roman Theater of Aspendos. Okay. And we were, in fact, supposed to recognize this as the Miniatürk Maquette Park in Istanbul. Okay. Sure. 37,050 is, well, it feels like a pretty good score considering how much I biffed the last one. Oh, God. Okay. All right. For today's Immaculate Grid, we... you can't sign up for a grid account today because of system maintenance. How terrible. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Diamondbacks, Angels, Tigers, White Sox, dudes what played shortstop, and dudes what had a 300 batting average. A dude who played shortstop and had a 300 batting average in a season is Marcus Lynn Betts. Imagine if you had Mookie Betts on your baseball team and then you decided to trade him for baseball players who aren't Mookie Betts. Who could possibly do such a ridiculous thing? Oh, God. A dude who played for the Angels and the White Sox is Joe Crede? That doesn't sound right, now that I say it out loud. A dude who played for the Angels and the White Sox is Bartolo Colon. A dude who played for the Angels and had a 300 batting average in a season is Rod Carew. And a dude who played for, the Angels and... Actually, a dude who played for the Angels and had a 300 season might have been our chance to use the Zach Greinke button. It's been a while since we hit the Zach Greinke button. I don't think Zach Greinke had a 300 batting average when he was with the Diamondbacks, though, because he would have had to hit more often. So, let's see here. A Detroit Tiger who played shortstop is Joey Churches, by which, of course, we mean Jose Iglesias. A dude who played for the White Sox and played shortstop is... My head hurts too much to say any obscure dudes, so we'll just say Tim Anderson. It's a true fact about professional sports. Dude who played for the Diamondbacks and had a 300 batting average in a season is Tony Womack. I don't know. Tony Womack was on the Diamondbacks for a while, and he was good. Was he good while he was on the Diamondbacks? Yeah, probably. It's conceivable to me that Tony Womack was both on the Diamondbacks and good. He was not 300 batting average good. So, interesting. Dude who was on the Arizona Diamondbacks and had a 300 batting average in a season is Luis Gonzalez? Maybe? Okay. Tony Womack, 2.5 career wins above replacement. Okay. Perhaps I might be overstating my Wasn't Tony Womack good in like 2004? Well, everybody was good in 2004. It was a high offense environment. Okay, so Tony Womack was not actually particularly great. He did hit 300, but not for the Diamondbacks. Okay. All right. Fine. Oh, he had 3.3 WAR that year and 2.5 for his career. Good job, Tony Womack. Oh, well done. Cash those checks, my guy. Oh, Lord. My soul hurts. All right. Dude who played for the Diamondbacks and the White Sox. I want to say Chris Sale, but that's just incorrect. That's a factually inaccurate statement. Well, Aaron Seeley? Did Aaron Seeley pitch for the... No, I don't think Aaron Seeley played for the Diamondbacks and the White Sox. He may, in fact, have played for neither the Diamondbacks nor the White Sox. Oh, God. Was Tony Womack a tiger? Hold on. I think Tony Womack might have been a tiger. Can we just do Tony Womack? Can we just toss Tony Womack out there again? We've already fucked up, so... Tony Womack is a guy who played for the... Nope. All right. I'm not even going to ask if he played for the White Sox. The answer's probably not. A dude who played for the Diamondbacks and the White Sox is Scott Podsednik, I think. I was wrong about that. Son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, Edwin Jackson, Max Scherzer, and Torrey Hunter. Well, fuck Torrey Hunter. He's an asshole. Okay, fine. Listen, friends. In case you haven't sussed it out by the fact that I sound like garbage and I've said that I feel like garbage, I feel like garbage. So, here once again is the stream schedule. We will be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Eastern, assuming I sound no worse than this, I guess. Like, we've established a baseline. Let's go up from there, maybe. Until then, ow. Bye.